Sausage. Hello everyone, this is Attack the Backlog, the podcast where I, Marc, tries to make a dent in their backlog one game at a time. This episode is all about PUBG, the self-proclaimed originator of the Battle Royale genre, even though it's nowhere near being the first one, but the first one to explode with such crazy popularity, despite its stupid name and overall jank that's still present today. PUBG originally came out in early access for PC on March 23rd, 2017 with an official release on December 20th, 2017. It later received a mobile version and a console version for both PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I played the game when it originally came out on Xbox One on my Xbox One X and revisited it recently on my Series X. X's are all over the place, baby. With all that out of the way, let's get this short little show to end the year over with. Based on the way I'm talking, I'm sure you can already tell I'm not PUBG's biggest fan. The thing is, though, I liked what I played of it on Xbox One when it originally came out. Was it rough around the edges? Sure, but I thankfully had an Xbox One X, so the roughness was not as bad had I played it on one of the weaker Xbox Ones. I only played the game for 5 or so hours, but I enjoy the game's slower pace and tenser vibe when compared to other online shooters, both other Battle Royale games and your more classic multiplayer shooters. PUBG was scary. It was nerve-wracking, not knowing if someone was in that building or this building. Spoilers, they're in all the buildings. They're in all the buildings and they're waiting for you. They're prone and in front of the stairs, so when you fucking walk up the stairs, you're just dead. You're like, what the fuck just happened? Every second was a roller coaster ride, and a fight usually ended in favor of whoever saw the other person first. I liked what I played, but I also knew the game would probably be improved over the following months to make it a smoother experience, so I put it aside with plans to revisit the game after a few updates. Keep in mind, the Xbox One version originally came out on September 4th, 2018. This is important because my plan was to revisit the game early in 2019. The plan seemed rock solid. What could go wrong? What could possibly happen? But then something did happen. February 4th, 2019 happened. If you know me, you surely know what the significance of that date must be. If you somehow don't know me and this is your introduction, I'm very, very sorry for this relatively short show that I'm just putting out there as a nice little way to end the year. End it with something short, something sweet, something you can watch while you eat your oatmeal. Don't forget to rate your oatmeal. But again, if you somehow don't know me and this is your introduction, that's the day Apex Legends came out. In all honesty, it took me a bit to warm up to Apex Legends, but as soon as I did, it was all over. The polish, the speed, the movement, the shooting, everything about Apex felt so good and so right that there was no going back once the game sucked me in. Apex ruined me, not just for PUBG, but for all online shooters going forward. Apex has officially become my most played online game of all time and one of my most played games, period. Is Apex perfect? No, not by any stretch of the imagination. And it does have its low points. But in the end, Apex has given me so much enjoyment that I will forever love it as I continue playing to this day. But what does any of this have to do with PUBG? Well, I've been wanting to go back to PUBG for a while now because it is a very different vibe and moves at a very different pace that I thought I might have room in my life for 2 Battle Royale games. I also wanted to see how the game changed over the 3 years since its original console release. What I experienced in my hour with the game after returning over 3 years later was a still janky game that ran fine, sure, but I was also playing on a Series X, so if performance was still an issue with how ugly the game still is, that would have been one hell of an achievement, something I didn't earn during my hour of play. You know what else I noticed that's incredibly annoying? The lobby experience is awful, way too long, and was 100% my main reason for bouncing after only an hour. I probably would have given the game a bit more time, but the lobby experience is crazy, and I'll get to that shortly. Is the game bad? No, it's still a tense experience, but after 3 years of existing on consoles, it still feels like a PC game ported to consoles with a janky UI, tedious inventory management, and an overall vibe of a game that was clearly never made with console play in mind. That's all fine though. That's something I can get used to if I really like a game/experience. What I can't get used to though is waiting for a lobby to fill, which then initiates a 90-second countdown until the match officially starts. Why the fuck is the lobby experience that long? Why are we not jumping into a game 10 to 15 seconds after the lobby fills? The lobby experience is incredibly boring with nothing to do but throw apples until you've run out of apples and are left questioning why you're even bothering with this game anymore. And that's the thing, the game isn't good enough to make me want to bother with that long wait time. And keep in mind, this is for regular matches, not high-level ranked matches or anything like that, so such a long wait shouldn't exist, and it only exists so that you can hang out in the lobby. I mean, the people are there, the lobby is full, people are just waiting. Why are we waiting? Am I the only one who's like, why are we here? But we are here, and said long waits do exist, so no longer will I exist in the player pool that does exist for PUBG. Is it a bummer? Sure. But in the end, it just means more time for Apex, and you won't see me complaining about that anytime soon. Anyway, that will do it for this episode of Attack the Backlog. Once again, I am Marc. Y'all can find me on Twitter and pretty much everywhere at PX Sausage. I did just record the audio for this and put the videos together. Timely, very, very timely. So I just want to wish everyone a very wonderful rest of their year. I hope y'all had a good 2021, all things considered. And here's to a great and amazing 2022. I am so thankful to all of you who watch my stuff and enjoy it. And I am looking forward to creating more content and even better content in 2022. So here's to you, here's to 2022, and here's to watching this while you poo. Because if there's anywhere you should watch my shit, it's while you shit yourself. Where was I? The site? No! If you'd like to see me streaming games like PUBG or Apex Legends or so many other pieces of poo-poo that you can watch me while you poo. You can watch me stream while you poo too. I'm just trying to make this episode enjoyable because it's so damn short and so worthless. But if you'd like to watch me streaming games like PUBG and all that jazz, you can do so over at twitch.tv/pxsausage. If you'd like to see the videos I make, like the one for this here episode of Attack the Backlog, if you're not already doing so, you can do that over at youtube.com/Pixelated Sausage. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. But speaking of Pixelated Sausage, put a dot and a com after that, and you got my website, baby. Pixelatedsausage.com, where you can find this podcast and the Pixelated Sausage podcast, both of which are available on podcast services across the globe. You can also check out my art on the site, and if you see something you like, you can purchase a print of the piece you fancy. And if you fancy the site in general and anything that we do, please go over to patreon.com/pxs and support us that way. As always, thank you for watching or listening. I hope you enjoyed this here episode. Again, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the year. If you are watching this in 2021, if you manage to watch it after, I hope you have a great current year that you're in. Maybe you're watching this in like 2027. I don't know. That would be crazy. But whenever you are, wherever you are, however you are, I hope you are enjoying this here episode, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.